Hey there guys, what's going on? So the month of February continues to roll on here as of this recording, and as the snows continue to fall along with the daily temperature readouts, the prayers for the sweet release of death, spring, grow louder and louder with every minus in the forecast. Viva la March, just get your ass here already. Anyway, as we wait for a positive turnaround outside, out there in the danger zone, inside where it's possible to breathe, we continue the march of new music that has, at least to this point, been a very rewarding process 2 months into the year. Already we've gotten to talk about fantastic works from the likes of Father John Misty, Pop Staples, The Lone Bellow, Butch Walker, Ryan Bingham. The list only goes on and on and on. Certainly only going to make those end of the year lists that much harder, but certainly all the more entertaining. In today's installment, we have an artist who I've known and listened to here and there for quite a few years, but never really actually had the pleasure of covering at length in any of my years on YouTube or otherwise. It also must be noted that I think he might be the first Swedish-Argentinian classical folk guitarist musical hybrid I've ever covered, but I think that might just be rare in general. Today we have Jose Gonzalez, noted solo artist and band member of folk rock outfit Junip, with his third solo release and first since 2007 with this week's Vestiges Claws. It's been a long time coming for Gonzalez, who's always received a great deal of really truly underrated acclaim for his soft-spoken, atmospheric folk, and for those who are fans of that Nick Drake-esque style, this has been one to look forward to. Does it ultimately live up to the hype? Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is what this review is here to do, and what we're going to talk about right now. Jose Gonzalez has long impressed me as the type of artist who excels at blending his words, music, and arrangements all together as envisioned sound paintings instead of just simply songs. Whether it was listening to his contributions in the film The Secret Life of Walter Mitty or the video game Red Dead Redemption, for instance, there's just something about Gonzalez's work that just knows how to set a scene appropriately note for note. I found that to be the case from the moment I first heard his debut Veneer many years ago, and while the shape and tone of his sound has certainly gotten more broad and more bombastic, if you will, over the years, especially with his hometown band Junip, Vestiges Claws comes in and reins all that in with what could arguably be described as a return to form. Opener with The Ink of a Ghost feels exactly like the hushed, pristine, and hurriedly picked guitar that became the staple of Gonzalez's sound, wrapped around a whispered monologue winding out ahead through the tangled mist. And while other recent efforts of his seem to focus on getting a little bigger and a bit more nuanced, the narrative of Vestiges really seems to heavily internalize itself deep within the chest and buried down within the mind. In a style that not only recalls his own, but the aforementioned Nick Drake as well, Gonzalez gets heavily introspective with a repeated theme towards life and our very existence itself. It seems to question why anything is, well, anything at all, really, and what it means to us, while also holding an air of gratefulness towards that fact as well. Let It Carry and Open Book are prime examples of that very theme, but the record doesn't simply stay rooted in slow tempos and dimly lit philosophical dwellings either. Stories We Build, Stories We Tell is an insanely infectious little toe tapper of a jam that's rife with hand claps and intense guitar lines, while Afterglow approaches in that same sort of style that's reminiscent of a Spanish flamenco groove molded to a slight sense of pop airiness. When all is said and done, whether fast or slow, there are moments of gorgeous sweetness to be seen everywhere here. Lyrically, one downside I do encounter is that I still find myself running into the same issue that I have in the past with Jose Gonzalez's records. There are some themes here on Vestiges Claws, yes, that I just mentioned there before, but to me his words have never really stuck out above the overall tone of the music. In a sense, I don't think it's about that so much as it is building that portrait and that overall sense of scene, which Gonzalez is marvelous at. Again, I mentioned that towards the beginning of the review. But the words always swimming in and out of focus without much definition always leaves a little bit to be desired to my ear as I go and search for it. Nevertheless, I think it's safe to say Vestiges Claws is not simply a return to form, but a wiser and a stronger one at that. My favorites from this one are all of those mentioned before back there, as well as the fragile sanctity of the forest and whistling instrumental whistle. While I wouldn't say I'm exactly through the roof impressed as much as I've seen other people be with Jose Gonzalez's latest Vestiges and Claws, I think it's a type of record that just shows off exactly what he does best. Songs that dance and swoon and bob and are restless or on edge or as peaceful as the birds zooming from tree to tree. It's all so much imagery, whether real or implied by the listener as they hear it, that makes his albums work so well. And for that, my grade can really be nothing but good. I give this one an 8.2 out of 10. But that's it, and that is all for me here, guys, with my review on Jose Gonzalez and Vestiges and Claws. I hope you enjoyed some of my thoughts on this, and by all means, you should go check it out and listen to it, especially if you're into those kind of records that I think really are good for just, like, slipping into your iPod or CD player or whatever you have on you, your cassettes or whatever it is the crazy kids are doing these days, and driving in your car or walking somewhere in the middle of the day or just traveling and something to soundtrack the thing that you're doing. I think, as I mentioned, Jose is kind of one of those artists that's really good at that sort of thing, and I think that's the time to really experience and enjoy a record like that, when you're kind of locked into to travel or going somewhere, doing something, and your mind is kind of free and loose to really experience music like this, and I think it's a really cool release. So definitely go and check that out. You can go and get it in digital and physical formats. I'm sure Amazon carries it. Jose Gonzalez's website does as well. There's a bunch of different places. Go and select it. Perhaps it's on Spotify, all the great places of the world, the iTunes with the excerpts and stuff. There's all kinds of things. And before I launch into some sort of strange Bill Cosby impersonation on excerpts and Jello pudding pops and stuff, just close this video here in a moment, get out of here, go and listen to Jose Gonzalez with Vestiges and Claws, and keep it here, guys, for more really cool stuff still to come.